Good morning, students. I hope you are all doing good. Let us see what we are going to discuss in today's class. Good morning, students. In previous class, up to oxidation states we have seen. Now we are in group 17. For group 17, up to oxidation states we have completed in previous class. What are the oxidation states shown by group 17 elements? General -1, +1, +3, +5, +7. In what way they were able to show +1, +3, +5, +7 oxidation states we have shown in the form of electronic configurations also by using first excited state, second excited state and third excited state, and even some types of reactions also we have seen. Okay, and in today's class we will go through our next concept, anomalous behavior of fluorine. Generally, not only in this group, previously we have seen two groups, nitrogen family and oxygen family also. In those two groups also we have observed that anomalous properties of nitrogen and anomalous properties of oxygen. Okay, the main reason for this first element is showing different properties slightly like other group element, other remaining elements. That is because of small size and absence of d orbitals. Is it okay? Like that explanations we have seen. Same like that explanation will be continued here also. Let us see. Like all other elements of P block present in second period of the periodic table, fluorine is anomalous in many properties. Different properties it is showing. For example, ionization enthalpy, electronegativity, and electrode potentials are all higher for fluorine than expected from the trends set by other halogens. These properties, whatever we told, those are all containing higher values for fluorine when compared to very high values for fluorine when compared to other elements, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Also, ionic and covalent radii, melting and boiling point, enthalpy of bond dissociation and electron gain enthalpy are quite lower than expected. These values are quite lower than expected. What are those? Ionic and covalent radii. Anyways, left to right, what happened to ionic radii and covalent radii decreases. So fluorine is the smallest element. Melting and boiling point, anyways, it has low melting and boiling point only. Enthalpy of bond dissociation. In previous group elements, we have seen that if you have single bond present between oxygen and nitrogen, actually that single bond must be containing high bond strength. But because of lone pair repulsions, that bond is going to be broken easily. Like that, even in fluorine also same like that only. Okay. Even I explained in previous class also. Enthalpy of bond dissociation and electron gain enthalpy are quite lower. Why electron gain enthalpy of fluorine is lower than chlorine also I explained clearly. In 11th class periodic classification I explained. If you remember, okay, otherwise I will send the video like that I told. The anomalous behavior of fluorine is due to its small size. First main property, it is because it is very small size. Highest electronegativity. Very low electronegativity, low FF bond dissociation enthalpy and non-availability of d orbitals in valence shell. This is very important question. The anomalous behavior of fluorine, not only fluorine, anomalous behavior of oxygen, anomalous behavior of nitrogen, these are all explained depending on these properties only. Every time we are repeating with small size, highest electronegativity, low FF bond dissociation enthalpy and non-availability of d orbitals in valence shell. Availability of d orbitals are not there. Okay. Next, most of the reactions of fluorine are exothermic. Due to the very small and bond dissociation enthalpy is very less, it will react very vigorously. Most of the reactions of fluorine are exothermic due to the small and strong bond formed by it with other elements. With other elements, it will form strong bond. But with fluorine and fluorine, even though that is also strong bond, but because of electron pair repulsions, 3 lone pairs are there on 2 fluorines. See, Even though this is strong bond, because of these repulsions are very high, the bond is going to be broken down easily. Why these repulsions are very high? Small size of atom. They are very closer to each other. Lone pairs are very closer to each other. Because of that, they can be applied with more electronic repulsions and the bond can be cleaved easily. Is it okay, ma? Next, continuation. Most of the reactions of fluorine are exothermic due to the small and strong bond formed by it with other elements. With other elements, it will form strong bond. With other elements, it will form strong bond. It forms only one oxoacid while other halogens form a number of oxoacids. That oxoacids topic next we will discuss, ma. Okay. Hydrogen fluoride is a liquid due to strong hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding concept was explained in chemical bond concept. For that, fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, these three elements only they can form hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond is a intermolecular force, not like covalent bond or ionic bond. Hydrogen bond is a intermolecular force. Okay, now see. Hydrogen fluoride is a liquid due to strong hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bond is formed in HF due to small size and high electronegativity of fluorine. Due to small size and high electronegativity. Major, these reasons are only getting repeated. Next, other hydrogen halides which have bigger size and less electronegativity are gases. HCl is a gas, HBr is a gas. Like that, remaining all are gases, but HF is a liquid because of strong intermolecular force, that is hydrogen bond is present in HF. Is it okay? That is about anomalous properties of fluorine. Fluorine will show different properties when compared to other group elements in this way. Main reasons: because of small size, non-availability of d orbitals, because of small size, non-availability of d orbitals, high electronegativity. Okay, ma. These are all kept that fluorine anomalous properties. Till now we have discussed them. I hope you are clear. FF bond dissociation enthalpy is also less because of electronic pair repulsions. These type of reasons are getting repeated from nitrogen group onwards. Okay, next one. Reactivity towards hydrogen. These elements, how they will react with hydrogen. They all react with hydrogen to give hydrogen halides. But affinity for hydrogen decreases from fluorine to iodine. Affinity is nothing but ability to form bonds with hydrogen decreases from fluorine to iodine. Top to bottom reactivity of these halogens towards hydrogen decreases because size increases. Iodine cannot form strong bond with hydrogen, but fluorine can form strong bond with hydrogen. That is only affinity. Hydrogen halides dissolve in water to form hydrohalic acids. Some of the properties of hydrogen halides are given in table 7.9. The acidic strength of these acids varies in the order HF is less than HCl is less than HBr is less than HI. This one I will explain, ma. Stability of these halides decreases down the group due to decrease in bond dissociation enthalpy in the order. Stability HF is greater than HCl, HCl is greater than HBr, HBr is greater than HI. That is because of HF bond is formed between hydrogen s orbital and fluorine small atom. This is HF. HCl, H, chlorine little bit bigger. Next, HBr, this is H, bromine little bit bigger. HI, this is H. Like this, top to bottom, HF, HCl, HBr, HI. Top to bottom, what happened to size of the fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine increases. Distance between this nucleus and bond pair of electrons increases, distance increases. When distance increases, attraction decreases. When distance increases, attraction decreases. Then the bond can be broken down here easily. Distance increases, the bond can be broken down easily. What is the meaning of bond can be broken down easily? This is less stable. The molecule is less stable. If the molecule is stable, that should be existed for a long time. That means the bond must be strong. If the molecule is existed for a long time, the bond should be strong. But this bond is weak. That means it is less stable. Is it correct or not? HF is highly stable because of high bond energy. We have to give more amount of energy for the breakage of this one. This is not easy, very difficult. Very difficult is nothing but more amount of energy is required to break the bond. Here less amount of energy is required to break the bond. That is only called bond dissociation enthalpy. Okay, so top to bottom, what happened to bond dissociation enthalpy? Bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. When bond dissociation enthalpy decreases, stability also decreases. When bond dissociation enthalpy decreases, stability also decreases. Is it okay, ma? So what is the stability order? HF is greater than, HCl is greater than, HBr is greater than HI. That is the stability order. Okay, na? Next, what about SD character? The acid which can donate H plus ion easily. The acid which can donate H plus ion easily is called strong acid. So out of these HF, HCl, HBr and HI, bond dissociation enthalpy for this one is less. When bond dissociation enthalpy is less, it can donate the H plus ion easily. This is only H. So when the bond is broken down easily, it can donate H plus ion easily. It can donate H plus ion easily and I minus will be separated. Okay. The substance which can donate H plus ion easily is strong acid. The acid which can donate H plus ion easily is called strong acid. So top to bottom, what happened to acidic strength? Acidic strength increases. So the order of acidic strength is HF is less than, HCl is less than, HBr is less than HI. Strong acid is HI. Weak acid is HF. Is it okay, ma? This is about SD character and stability order. Top to bottom, what happened to bond dissociation enthalpy? Bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. So bond dissociation enthalpy order also like this only. Bond dissociation enthalpy order. HF is greater than, HCl is greater than, HBr is greater than HI. This is the bond dissociation enthalpy order. This is acidic strength order. This is stability order. Okay, ma? This is about hydrogen. These halogens, when they react with hydrogen, they will form HF, HCl, HBr, HI. When they are dissolved in water, they will form hydrohalic acids. Example, hydrochloric acid, hydrofluoric acid. When they dissolve in water only, they will donate the H plus ions. That is the SD character. The acid which can donate H plus ion easily when it is added to water. HCl in gas state, it is not an acid. HCl in gas state, it is not an acid because it cannot donate H plus ion in gas state. But when it is dissolved in water, in presence of water, it can donate H plus ions. So the substance which can donate H plus ions when it is added to water, that is called acid. So HCl in gas state is called hydrogen chloride only. Okay, when it is dissolved in water only, that is called hydrochloric acid. HCl in gas state is called hydrogen chloride. When it is dissolved in water, then only it is called hydrochloric acid. Okay, ma? Now they give some properties of hydrogen halides here. Melting point of HF 190, HCl 159, HBr 185, Hi 222. Melting point of HF is greater than remaining here. Boiling point 293 because of hydrogen bond. These two explanations are because of hydrogen bond. Top to bottom, generally melting and boiling points must be increased, but HF is showing greater, anomalous. That is only anomalous. Okay, because it has strong hydrogen bond, that's why melting and boiling points are varied. Next, greater bond length 91.7, 127.4, top to bottom increases 141.4, 160.9. Now only we discussed that iodine size increases, top to bottom atomic size increases, automatically bond length also increases. Bond dissociation enthalpy 574 greater than 432 greater than 363 greater than 295. pKa values, when pKa value is greater, acidic strength is lower. When pKa value is higher, acidic strength is lower. Note down these points. When Ka value is higher, acidic strength is higher. When pKa value is higher, acidic strength is lower. So pKa is inversely proportional to acidic strength. pKa is inversely proportional to acidic strength. Ka value is directly proportional to acidic strength. Ka value is directly proportional to acidic strength. pKa value is inversely proportional to acidic strength. Like that, if you see here, what is the pKa value of HF? 3.2. Higher value. Higher value means least acidic. Next, -7. Lower value. -9.5. Furthermore lower. -10.0. Like the top to bottom, what happened to pKa? Decreases. SD character increases. pKa is inversely proportional to acidic strength. So when pKa decreases, acidic strength increases. Inversely proportional. When pKa decreases, acidic strength increases. This is about reactivity with hydrogen to form hydrogen halides. These group elements halogens, they will react with hydrogen to form hydrogen halide. Okay, next, reactivity towards oxygen. Halogens form many oxides with oxygen, but most of them are unstable. Halogens can form so many oxides. Many oxides with oxygen, when they react with oxygen, they will form oxides only, but most of them are unstable. Fluorine forms two oxides, OF2 and O2F2. However, only OF2 is thermally stable at 298 Kelvin. Stable means it will be existed. These oxides are essentially oxygen fluorides because of the higher electronegativity of fluorine than oxygen. Out of these fluorine and oxygen, which is more electronegative? Fluorine. So fluorine will get negative oxygen state, oxygen will get positive oxygen state. Oxygen will get positive oxidation state in these two compounds only, OF2 and O2F2. Oxygen will show positive oxidation state in only two compounds, O2F2 and OF2. Oxygen will show positive oxidation state in only two compounds, O2F2 and OF2. Okay, ma? I hope you are understanding, everyone. Next, oxygen will show positive oxidation state in only two compounds, O2F2 and OF2, because fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen. If more electronegative element is present along with that small electronegative element, definitely this one will get positive charge. Fluorine will get negative charge. Is it okay, ma? Next, observe here. In these two oxides also, in these two fluorides, oxyfluorides, not oxides, ma. Oxide means oxygen must be negative charge, but here oxygen is positive charge, na? Okay. However, only OF2 is thermally stable at 298 Kelvin. These oxides are essentially oxygen fluorides. See, these oxides are essentially oxygen fluorides because of the higher electronegativity of fluorine than oxygen. Both are strong fluorinating agents only. Both are strong fluorinating agents means easily they can donate fluorine. Those are called strong fluorinating agents. O2F2 oxidizes plutonium to PuF6. Plutonium symbol is Pu. O2F2 oxidizes plutonium to PuF6 and the reaction is used in removing plutonium as PuF6 from spent nuclear fuel. Along with impurities, plutonium is there, ma. Onto that, we will send fluorine gas. Along with so many impurities, plutonium is also there. We need to separate that plutonium. Onto this, we will send fluorine gas. So this fluorine gas only reacts with plutonium to form PuF6, which is a gas. So these two are combined to form PuF6, which will come out as a gas and impurities will be removed. Impurities will be remained here only. PuF6 is coming out. So this is helpful to separate plutonium from nuclear fuel, spent nuclear fuel. Okay, next. Chlorine, bromine and iodine form oxides because these are all less electronegative than oxygen. Highest electronegative element is fluorine. Next to fluorine, oxygen is the highest electronegative element. So, with respect to oxygen, any other element is less electronegative only except fluorine. So, see here, ma. Chlorine, bromine and iodine form oxides in which the oxidation states of these halogens ranges from +1 to +7. Here also they will show +1 to +7. How they will show that +1 to +7? In previous class we have told that by using different oxidation states, excited states. A combination of kinetic and thermodynamic factors lead to the generally decreasing order of stability of oxides formed by halogens. Iodine is greater than chlorine. Iodine oxide is greater than chlorine oxide. Chlorine oxide is greater than bromine oxide. Okay. Next, higher stability of oxides of iodine is due to greater polarizability of bond between iodine and oxygen. Greater polarizability means greater attraction. Polarizability is like attraction only. Higher stability of oxides of iodine is due to greater polarizability of bond between iodine and oxygen. In the case of chlorine, multiple bond formation between chlorine and oxygen takes place due to availability of d orbitals. This leads to increase in stability. Bromine lacks both the characteristics. Hence stability of oxides of bromine is least. Iodine is greater than chlorine is greater than bromine. With iodine oxides have high polarizability. That's why it is more stable. Coming to chlorine, with chlorine oxygen can form multiple bonds, double bonds like that. Then also it is somewhat stable. So iodine is greater than chlorine. Next, bromine does not contain polarizability factor, as well as it cannot form multiple bonds also. Because of that, bromine oxides are least stable. Iodine oxides are more stable because they have high polarizability between iodine and oxygen. Chlorine oxides are more stable because chlorine is able to form multiple bonds with oxygen. But bromine has no two characteristics. That's why bromine has least stability of oxide. So iodine oxide is greater than, chlorine oxide is greater than, bromine oxide is least. The higher oxides of halogen tend to be more stable than the lower ones. Okay, next. Chlorine oxides Cl2O, ClO2, Cl2O6 and Cl2O7 are highly reactive oxidizing agents and tend to explode. Very high reactive, and there is a chance of explosion also. Okay. ClO2 is used as a bleaching agent for paper, pulp and textiles and in water treatment. Bleaching agent means it will change the color. Okay. ClO2 is used as a bleaching agent for paper, pulp and textiles and in water treatment. Okay, these are the things about oxides of chlorine. Next, the bromine oxides Br2O, BrO2, BrO3 are the least stable halogen oxides. Br2O, BrO2, BrO3 are the least stable halogen oxides. Middle row anomaly, and exist only at low temperatures. They are very powerful oxidizing agents. When they are less stable, they will liberate oxygen easily. So they are powerful oxidizing agents. The iodine oxides I2O4, I2O5, I2O7 are insoluble solids and decompose on heating. I2O5 is a very good oxidizing agent and is used in the estimation of carbon monoxide. Okay, this is about oxides of halogens. Chlorine oxides, bromine oxides, iodine oxides, they gave in 3 columns. But which are more stable? Iodine oxides are more stable than chlorine oxides. Chlorine oxides are more stable than bromine oxides. Okay, this is enough. More than that, it is not required also. Next one, reactivity towards metals. Reactivity towards metals. Halogens react with metals to form metal halides. Example, chlorine reacts with sodium to form sodium chloride. Chlorine reacts with potassium to form potassium chloride. Bromine reacts with sodium to form sodium bromide. Like that it will. Halogens react with metals to form metal halides. For example, bromine reacts with magnesium to give magnesium bromide. This is example only. Okay, man? Mg plus Br2 gives rise to MgBr2. The ionic character of the halides decreases in the order Mf is greater than, Mcl is greater than, Mbr is greater than Mi. Ionic character is nothing but let us consider sodium fluoride, sodium bromide, sodium chloride, NaCl, sodium bromide, sodium iodide. Among these, NaF is more ionic than NaCl, NaCl is more ionic than NaBr, NaBr is more ionic than NaI. When anion size increases, note down this point carefully. When anion size increases, ionic character of compound decreases. When anion size increases, ionic character of compound decreases. Top to bottom, what happened to anion character? Fluorine F minus is smaller than Cl minus. Cl minus is smaller than Br minus. Br minus is smaller than I minus. When it is going to be increased, anion size increases, ionic character of compound decreases. That's why NaF is more ionic than NaCl. NaCl is more ionic than NaBr. NaBr is more ionic than NaI. That is the reason. Okay, ma? The ionic character of the halides decreases in the order MF is greater than MCl is greater than MBr is greater than Mi, where M is a monovalent metal. Like example, sodium. If a metal exhibits more than one oxidation state, example FeCl2, FeCl3. In this iron oxygen state is +2, in this iron oxygen state is +3. Okay, see, if a metal exhibits more than one oxygen state, the halides in higher oxygen state will be more covalent than the one in lower oxygen state. FeCl2 is less covalent than FeCl3. If a metal exhibits more than one oxidation state, the halides in higher oxygen state will be more covalent. Halides in higher oxygen state will be more covalent than the one in lower oxygen state. For example, SnCl4, PbCl4, SbCl5 and UF6 are more covalent than SnCl2, PbCl2, SbCl3 and UF4 respectively. Okay, how can we remember this one? This is when charge present on cation increases, its ionic nature decreases. When charge present on cation increases, its ionic nature decreases. Okay, this one also with respect to size we can remember, ma. Previously I told anion size, na. When anion size increases, ionic character of compound decreases. Okay, now when charge present on cation increases means when charge present on cation increases, its size decreases. Its size decreases. Okay, when charge present on cation increases, its size decreases, comma, ionic nature decreases. See, when charge present on cation increases, its ionic nature decreases. When charge present on cation increases, its size decreases. So, because see here, ma, for remembering this size wise, I am telling for both anion size and cation size. For that only I am obtaining this point. Okay, these many things no need to remember. Just only one conclusion I will write. See, conclusion is when charge present on cation increases, its size decreases. Okay, now I am comparing with cation size, ma. When cation size decreases, ionic nature decreases. When size of cation decreases, ionic nature decreases. Is it correct? Bigger cation, highly ionic in nature. Bigger cation, highly ionic in nature. So when cation size increases, ionic character of compound increases. This is the conclusion. This is with respect to size. When anion size increases, ionic character of compound decreases. But when cation size increases, ionic character of compound increases. When cation size increases, ionic character of compound increases. Here no need to confuse. These 2 points alone you can remember. Here I wrote covalent character, not ionic character. This is covalent character. This is ionic character order. Ionic character and covalent character are inversely proportional. Let us do one thing. In FeCl2, iron is present in the form of Fe plus 2. In FeCl3, iron is present in the form of Fe plus 3. Okay. Which one is smaller? This is smaller. And this is bigger. When cation size increases, ionic character of compound increases. So this is ionic in nature. Then FeCl3. So ionic order, FeCl2 is greater than FeCl3. This is ionic character order. FeCl2 is greater than FeCl3. This is ionic character order. FeCl2 is less than FeCl3. That is covalent character order. FeCl2 is less than FeCl3. That is covalent character order. No confusion at all. Okay. Finally, you can remember with only one thing with respect to size of cation and anion. Note down this point very carefully. When anion size increases, ionic character of compound decreases. Next, when cation size increases, ionic character of compound increases. When ionic character is more, automatically covalent character is less. So remember only one thing, ionic character. Don't bother about covalent character. Automatically ionic character is inversely proportional to covalent character. Okay, here I am talking about completely about ionic character only. As they gave in textbook only, I wrote here covalent character. But I am telling about you again ionic character. FeCl2 is greater than FeCl3. Which is bigger? Fe plus 2 is bigger. Okay, bigger one is ionic in nature. Bigger one is ionic in nature. I hope you are clear about this one. Note down these points very carefully.